Race session is at Goodwood Circuit in Chichester, Great Britain. Louis Cypher from Germany is first. Hugh Jass from United Kingdom is second. O'Hagan Mike from England is third. D Max entering the pits is P24. Louis Cypher is first. Smells Like We from England is P4. Treb Uchet exiting pits. Puppy Dog Fromel exiting pits. Louis Cypher is second. Jurg from Germany in Madgwick is third. Cesare from Italy is P5. D Max exiting pits. George Heath from United States is fourth. Megasaurus 55 in Ford Water is P6. George Heath is P4. Megasaurus 55 is 6th. Louis Cypher in St. Mary's is 2nd. Jose Jardim from Portugal in St. Mary's is 7th. Treb Uchet from England is P7. Jose Jardim in Levant is 6th. Eric Wolfs from Belgium in Levant is 7th. Smells Like We in Levant is 10th. Eric Wolfs in Levant Strait is 7th. Jose Jardim in Levant Strait is 9th. Megasaurus 55 in Woodcote is P5. Eric Wolfs in Woodcote is P7. Jose Jardim in Woodcote is P10. O'Hagan Mike is P10. George Heath is third, 0.4 behind Jurg. Racer XTC from United States is P12. Wayne P190 from England is 12th. Hippie from Canada is P14, 0.1 behind Hugh Jass. Cesare in Ford Water is 4th, 0.5 behind George Heath. Hippie is 13th, 0.4 behind Hugh Jass. Cesare on lap 2 is P4, 0.3 behind George Heath. Smells Like We is 8th. Jose Jardim on lap 2 is P10, 0.2 behind Sandra W. Jose Jardim passed Sandra W for 9th. Sandra W is P11. Sandra W lost 13th to Wayne P190. Racer XTC is P10. Racer XTC passed Hippie for P9. Hippie is 11th. Treb Uchet in Levant Strait is 7th, 0.1 behind Smells Like We. Hippie in Levant is P13, 0.3 behind Andreas Didman. Cesare in Woodcote is P4, 0.4 behind George Heath. Hippie in Levant Strait is P13, 0.1 behind Andreas Didman. Andreas Didman from Germany is 13th battling Hippie. O'Hagan Mike in Woodcote is P14, 0.3 behind Andreas Didman. Cesare in Madgwick is 4th, 0.4 behind George Heath. Wayne P190 is 11th, 0.2 behind Jose Jardim. Cesare is P4, 0.3 behind George Heath. Wayne P190 is 11th battling Jose Jardim. Cesare in Ford Water is P4. Wayne P190 in Madgwick is 11th, 0.2 behind Jose Jardim. Cesare in St. Mary's is 4th, 0.1 behind George Heath. Wayne P190 in Ford Water is 11th, 0.4 ahead of O'Hagan Mike. O'Hagan Mike from England is P12, 0.4 behind Wayne P190. Racer XTC is 9th, 0.3 behind Megasaurus 55. Cesare in Levant Strait is P4, 0.5 behind George Heath. Megasaurus 55 in Levant on lap 3 is 9th, 0.3 behind Racer XTC. Cesare in Woodcote is P4, 0.4 behind George Heath. O'Hagan Mike in Love Straight is 11th. Cesare in Chicane is 4th. O'Hagan Mike is P11, 0.3 behind Jose Jardim. Eric Wolfs is P5. Cesare on lap 4 is 5th, battling Eric Wolfs. Smells Like We in Madwick is 6th, 0.5 behind Cesare. Cesare is P5. Smells Like We in Fordwater is 6th, 0.1 behind Cesare. Cesare in Fordwater is P5, 0.1 behind Eric Wolfs. Smells Like We is 6th, 0.3 behind Cesare. Cesare in St. Mary's is 5th, 0.2 ahead of Smells Like We. Smells Like We is P6, 0.5 behind Cesare. Cesare in Lovand is P5, 0.2 behind Eric Wolfs. Smells Like We from England in Lovand is P5, 0.2 ahead of Cesare. Cesare in Lovand Straight is P6. Puppy Dog Fromel is P17, 0.5 behind D-Max. Cesare is P6, 0.1 behind Smells Like We. Smells Like We in Woodcote is P5, 0.3 behind Eric Wolfs. Cesare in Chicane is 6th, 0.5 behind Smells Like We. Racer XTC in Chicane is 8th, 0.5 behind Trebuchet. George Heath in Madwick is 3rd. Yurgu is 3rd, 0.5 behind George Heath. George Heath was 98.1 faster last lap. Hugh Jass on lap 4 is 14th, 0.1 behind Wayne P190. Hugh Jass is now 13th. Racer XTC in Fordwater is 8th, 0.7 behind Trebuchet. Sandra W from Germany is P15, 0.5 behind Megasaurus 55. Sandra W passed Megasaurus 55 for 14th. Smells Like We is 6th. Racer XTC is 8th, 0.5 behind Trebuchet. Smells Like We in Lovand Straight is P6, 0.2 behind Cesare. Racer XTC is P8, 0.4 behind Trebuchet. Yurgu in Chicane on lap 5 is 3rd, 0.5 behind George Heath. Smells Like We in Chicane is 6th, 0.2 behind Cesare. Cesare is 6th, 0.2 behind Smells Like We. Megasaurus 55 in Lovand is P15, 0.3 behind Sandra W. Jose Jardim from Portugal in Woodcote is P12, 0.5 behind Wayne P190. Trebuchet on lap 6 is 7th, 0.4 behind Cesare. Hugh Jass is 13th, 0.5 behind Jose Jardim. Racer XTC is 8th, 0.3 behind Trebuchet. Trebuchet in St. Mary's is 7th, 0.4 ahead of Racer XTC. Racer XTC is 8th, 0.4 behind Trebuchet. Trebuchet in Lovand Straight is P7, 0.2 ahead of Racer XTC. Racer XTC in Lovand Straight is 8th, 0.1 behind Trebuchet. Yurgu in chicane on lap 6 is third, 0.9 behind George Heath. Racer XTC in chicane is P8, 0.5 behind Treb Uchet. Treb Uchet is P8, 0.2 behind Racer XTC. D-Max in Lovand is 15th, 0.5 behind O'Hagan Mike. D-Max passed O'Hagan Mike for P14. Treb Uchet is P8. Yurgu is P3. Best lap is a 1:36.308. Treb Uchet is P8, 0.4 behind Racer XTC. Yurgu in Lovand is P3. D-Max in Madwick is 14th, 0.7 behind Sandra W. Yurgu is third, 0.8 behind George Heath. D-Max is 14th, 0.3 behind Sandra W. Racer XTC is P7, 0.5 behind Cesare. Racer XTC passed Cesare for 6th. O'Hagan Mike is P15, 0.3 behind Sandra W. O'Hagan Mike passed Sandra W for P14. Cesare in Madwick is P8, 1.2 behind Treb Uchet. Yurgu is P3, 0.1 behind George Heath. D-Max is 13th, 0.2 behind Jose Jardim. Eric Wolfs in St. Mary's is P4, 0.5 behind George Heath. Cesare is 8th, 0.5 behind Treb Uchet. Smells Like We is 6th, 0.3 behind Racer XTC. D-Max in Madwick is 13th, 0.5 behind Jose Jardim. Cesare from Italy in Lovand Straight is P8, 0.4 behind Treb Uchet. Hugh Jass in St. Mary's is 11th, 0.5 behind Wayne P190. Hugh Jass passed Wayne P190 for P10. Cesare is 8th. Eric Wolfs is 4th, 0.5 behind George Heath. Cesare on lap 8 is 8th, 0.5 behind Treb Uchet. O'Hagan Mike in Lovand is P13, 0.5 behind D-Max. Eric Wolfs is P4. O'Hagan Mike in Lovand Straight is P13 battling D-Max. Eric Wolfs is P4, 0.3 behind George Heath. D-Max is P13, 0.3 behind O'Hagan Mike. Eric Wolfs in St. Mary's is 4th, 0.4 behind George Heath. Jose Jardim is P16 battling Megasaurus 55. Eric Wolfs in Lovand is 4th. Jose Jardim in Woodcote is 16th, 0.3 behind Megasaurus 55. Eric Wolfs in Lovand Straight is P4, 0.2 behind George Heath. Megasaurus 55 is 16th, 0.2 behind Jose Jardim. George Heath in Woodcote is 4th, 0.3 behind Eric Wolfs. Megasaurus 55 in Madwick is P16, 0.1 behind Jose Jardim. George Heath from United States is 4th, 0.5 behind Eric Wolfs. Megasaurus 55 is 16th, 0.4 behind Jose Jardim. George Heath in Madgwick is 4th. Wayne P190 on lap 9 is P12, 0.3 behind O'Hagan Mike. Eric Wolfs on lap 10 is P4, 0.4 behind George Heath. Jose Jardim in Lovant on lap 9 is 16th, 0.9 behind Megasaurus 55. Eric Wolfs in St. Mary's is P4, 0.5 behind George Heath. Racer XTC in Lovant is 5th, 1.1 behind Eric Wolfs. Trev Uchet on lap 10 is P8, 0.5 behind Smells Like We. Trev Uchet passed Smells Like We for 7th. Eric Wolfs in Woodcote is P4. Racer XTC is P5, 0.5 behind Eric Wolfs. O'Hagan Mike is 1st. Hugh Jass entering the pits is P13. Yurgu is 3rd. Hippie in Madgwick is 3rd. Yurgu in Madgwick is 2nd. Hippie is P3. Wayne P190 exiting pits. Yurgu is P2. Hippie in Ford Water is 3rd. Yurgu is P2. Hippie is P3. Yurgu in St. Mary's is P2. Hippie is P3. Yurgu in Lovant is P2. Hippie in Lovant is 3rd. Racer XTC from United States in Lovant Straight is P4. Hippie in Lovant Straight is 4th. Racer XTC is 3rd. Hippie is P4. Racer XTC in Woodcote is P3. Hippie is 4th. Smells Like We from England in Chicane is 7th. Megasaurus 55 is 5th. D-Max entering the pits is P9. Racer XTC on lap 2 is P5 battling Megasaurus 55. Cesare from Italy in Madgwick is 8th. Racer XTC in Madgwick is 4th, 0.1 ahead of Megasaurus 55. O'Hagan Mike exiting pits. Racer XTC is now 3rd. Smells Like We is 5th. Megasaurus 55 is P5. Cesare in Ford Water is 8th, 0.2 behind Hippie. Megasaurus 55 is P5, 0.4 behind Smells Like We. Hippie in St. Mary's is 7th, 0.4 ahead of Cesare. Cesare is P8, 0.3 ahead of Lewis Cipher. Hippie is P7. Smells Like We in Lovant on lap 2 is 4th, 0.4 behind Racer XTC. Hugh Jass from United Kingdom in Lovant Straight is P7, 0.1 ahead of Lewis Cipher. Smells Like We is P4 battling Racer XTC. Racer XTC in Woodcote is 4th, 0.1 behind Smells Like We. Cesare in Woodcote is P7, 0.4 behind Huge Ass. Racer XTC in Chicane is P4, 0.4 behind Smells Like We. Smells Like We on lap 2 is P4, 0.1 behind Racer XTC. Hippie is 12th. Smells Like We is P4, 0.3 behind Racer XTC. Cesare exiting pits. Hippie exiting pits. Huge Ass is 11th. Huge Ass passed Trebuchet for P10. Smells Like We is 4th. D-Max in Ford Water is P8. George Heath from United States in St. Mary's is P5, 0.5 behind Smells Like We. Puppy Dog Fromel in St. Mary's is P8, 0.1 behind D-Max. O'Hagan Mike in Ford Water is P16, 0.4 behind Hippie. Puppy Dog Fromel in St. Mary's is 11th, 0.5 behind D-Max. Puppy Dog Fromel is now 9th. O'Hagan Mike is P16. Andreas Dittmann from Germany is P11, 0.5 behind D-Max. Cesare in Lovand is 13th, 0.4 behind Huge Ass. Smells Like We is 5th, 0.4 behind George Heath. Hippie in Lovand Straight is 14th, 0.1 behind D-Max. Hippie is now P13. O'Hagan Mike is 14th. Hippie from Canada is 14th battling O'Hagan Mike. O'Hagan Mike in Woodcote is P14 battling Hippie. Louis Cypher from Germany is P5, 0.3 behind Smells Like We. Trebuchet from England is P7, 0.3 behind Yurgu. Louis Cypher is P5, 0.2 behind Smells Like We. Trebuchet in Madwick is P7, 0.5 behind Yurgu. Smells Like We in Ford Water is 5th battling Louis Cypher. Cesare on lap 4 is P10, 0.2 behind Andreas Dittmann. Smells Like We on lap 4 is P5, 0.2 behind Louis Cypher. Andreas Dittmann in Ford Water is 10th, 0.3 behind Cesare. Racer XTC in Lovand Straight is 2nd, 0.4 behind Eric Wolfs. Smells Like We from England in Lovand is 5th, 0.2 behind Louis Cypher. Racer XTC in Woodcote is P2, 0.3 behind Eric Wolfs. Smells Like We in Lovand Straight is P5, 0.1 behind Louis Cypher. D-Max in Lovand is 12th. Louis Cypher in Woodcote is 5th, 0.1 behind Smells Like We. D-Max in Lovand Straight is 12th, 0.1 behind Andreas Dittmann. Racer XTC in Madwick is P2, 0.4 behind Eric Wolfs. Smells Like We is P5, 0.5 behind Louis Cypher. Eric Wolfs from Belgium in Ford Water on lap 5 is P2, 0.2 behind Racer XTC. Trebuchet is 13th, 0.6 behind Andreas Dittmann. Andreas Dittmann in Madwick is 13th battling Trebuchet. Megasaurus 55 in Ford Water is P7, 0.2 behind Yurgu. Yurgu is 7th, 0.2 behind Megasaurus 55. Hippie in Ford Water is 14th. Wayne P190 from England is P16, 0.5 behind Puppy Dog Fromel. Andreas Dittmann in St. Mary's is 14th, 0.1 behind Hippie. Wayne P190 in Fort Water is 16th, 0.3 behind Puppy Dog Fromel. Megasaurus 55 is 7th, 0.6 behind Yurgu. Trebuchet in Woodcote on lap 5 is P12, 0.5 behind D-Max. Hippie in Chicane on lap 5 is 13th, 0.5 behind Trebuchet. Hippie passed Trebuchet for 12th. Huge Ass in Madquick is 8th, 0.5 behind Megasaurus 55. Puppy Dog Fromel is 15th, 0.5 behind Andreas Didman. Huge Ass is P8, 0.1 behind Megasaurus 55. Wayne P190 from England in Madquick is 16th, 0.5 behind Andreas Didman. Wayne P190 passed Andreas Didman for 15th. Megasaurus 55 is P8. Cesare in Lovand Strait is 9th, 0.7 behind Megasaurus 55. Megasaurus 55 is P8, 0.2 behind Huge Ass. Sandra W from Germany is 17th, 0.5 behind Andreas Didman. Cesare in Chicane is P9, 0.4 behind Megasaurus 55. Cesare is now 8th. Huge Ass in Madquick is P7, 1.1 behind Yurgu. Trebuchet is P12, 0.5 behind Hippie. Hippie is P12, 0.4 behind Trebuchet. Huge Ass is 7th, 0.7 behind Yurgu. O'Hagan Mike is 9th, 1.9 behind Cesare. Huge Ass in Lovand is P7, 0.3 behind Yurgu. O'Hagan Mike in Lovand Strait on lap 7 is P9, 1.8 behind Cesare. Huge Ass in Woodcote is 7th, 0.1 behind Yurgu. Yurgu in Woodcote is P7, 0.4 behind Huge Ass. Eric Wolfs is P3, 0.3 behind George Heath. Yurgu in Madquick is P7, 0.7 behind Huge Ass. Huge Ass was 97.3 faster last lap. O'Hagan Mike is P9, 1.5 behind Cesare. Lewis Cipher in St. Mary's is P4. Lewis Cipher passed Eric Wolfs for 3rd. Yurgu in St. Mary's is P7, 1.2 behind Huge Ass. Hippie in St. Mary's is 12th, 1.8 behind Trebuchet. Jurgu from Germany is P7, 1.4 behind Hujas. Hippie in Levant is P12, 0.1 behind Trebuchet. Trebuchet in Levant straight on lap 8 is 12th battling Hippie. Wayne P190 in Levant on lap 8 is 15th, 1.5 behind Puppy Dog Fromel. Trebuchet in Chicane is 12th, 0.5 behind Hippie. Hippie is P12 battling Trebuchet. Wayne P190 in Woodcote is 15th. Wayne P190 passed Puppy Dog Fromel for P14. Eric Wolfs in Levant Straight is P4, 0.5 behind George Heath. Eric Wolfs passed George Heath for P3. Smells Like We is P5, 0.5 behind George Heath. Hippie is 12th, 0.5 behind Trebuchet. Smells Like We is P5, 0.3 behind George Heath. Cesare in Chicane is 8th, 1.5 behind Jurgu. Smells Like We in Madquick on lap 10 is P5, 0.3 behind George Heath. O'Hagan Mike is 10th, 0.3 behind D-Max. Smells Like We in Ford Water is 5th, 0.4 behind George Heath. Puppy Dog Fromel in Woodcote is 15th, 1.6 behind Wayne P190. Smells Like We is 5th, 0.2 behind George Heath. Cesare is P8, 1.8 behind Jurgu. Smells Like We in Woodcote is P5, 0.5 behind George Heath. Megasaurus 55 is P13, 1.6 behind Hippie. Smells Like We in Madquick is P4, 0.1 ahead of Lewis Cypher.